Welcome to the Introducing series. This is season number 3. This is number 2 in the season. I have invited Jim Kempner to make the introduction. He has chosen 2 English artists. In fact, the first English artist that we've had, Leanne Elliott and Ita Wooler.
I met Leanne and Ita, how many years ago?
2011.
2 years ago. My friend Jay, an artist that I show. Jay?
Hey, my man.
Jay? Yeah. Jay came to the gallery one day. He said, I was at the bar last night. I met these 2 women. And
I don't know if I like this introduction.
and he said, they say they're artists. And they're going to come by the gallery and they want to do a performance. So they came by and I met them. And within 10 minutes, I was like, whatever you want. And we had clients coming by, and we said there's going to be a performance, and we had like 30 people watching, and it was
And a few children.
underage.
Upset children.
We didn't get any sign-offs, but it was an unforgettable performance, to say the least. It's on video. RART, that's RART.
Yeah.
What does that stand for?
Absolutely nothing.
Okay.
RART, yeah. There was a lot of ranting going on and a lot of art ranting, and we spent maybe about 3 years art ranting at each other, and got like the rant of art,
Yeah.
and it kind of just felt right, and it just happened from there.
But
But
that
that's
housemate, Mark Hesketh actually said it out loud, and it sounded really good in his desperately posh English accent.
He is a thespian, so he said,
RART! So we're like, fucking hell, oh my god, that's amazing!
So the project is terrific. So what inspired it? What was the idea behind it? And do you think of this as one piece, or is it individual pieces? Or
The piece is effectively the video work that's actually muted currently, but when you hear it with the full audio, it's
So the vibe was that we were going to be here for 2 weeks, and because in London we're doing so many different things constantly and juggling so many different things, which is amazing and keeps the energy levels really, really high and keeps things turning, and it's great. But we wanted to come here and be really focused on one thing and spend the time producing a piece of art from start to finish and go through all of the research, like all of the getting the material, and that's what the sitters have been for us, and it's been creating this investigation which we've made. Our final decision and the final piece we've made is as exactly as Jan said, the video piece.
And we invited a record number of people to sit for us, and then asked them to accept, and I compromised a 12-hour sit-in, and then we pared it down to 10, and we had them in, and we decided that we would be painting them, and Ita also had a Polaroid camera, so we were capturing them in that space. But the painting actually became the formality. It was very much become about conversing with the sitter, and then opening up and exploring them as a person, as a human within the space, and everything is, there's a live feed.
Relationship to that.
Yeah.
What was the longest one person sat?
Do you know what? I don't know, because
if
when
you
the
lose
person
time,
leaves,
yeah.
we're still engaged with them. So it's almost become like every sitter's become like one of your friends or family, because there's so few people that you spend looking at for that amount of time, like your boyfriend, your loved one, but so when you see their face, it makes you happy because it's so familiar. You're like, oh, that's my favourite. No, actually, I only met them once.
Yeah,
so when they left, well, I mean, I don't know how long they were actually here.
Yeah,
it
and
feels
it's a
like people were here for 2
thing
weeks.
about the exchange between the artist and the sitter, and that intense moment of looking.
And tension,
Like
and even if you're trying to put
eyes,
someone at ease, like that is happening, but you're still investigating them, you are still objectifying them even while you're like conversing with them. So then when they leave, and then what we were doing as well is we were taking the Polaroids, and so in the space what happens is someone will sit down, and then there's the live feed, but there's a delay on the live feed, which we had asked for, couldn't be achieved. But then actually happened anyway, so that was the bit of universe helping us out there, which was really nice.
Yeah.
So it means that there's almost like a time machine, while the person in the space is reacting to what they've just said, because they'll hear it back. So say you've laughed, then you hear yourself laugh, that makes you laugh.
Yeah,
so
it's
like
continuous, and then also as well, it really highlights and magnifies those moments, like when myself and Nita, when they're like, can you pass me the pen? And then we laugh at the fact that that's the only thing we said for 2 hours, like, can you pass me the pen?
And then
they laugh at the laugh,
that.
yeah, so
and
kind of eternal kind of the mirror, looking
Yeah,
on, looking
exactly.
on,
Wanting
looking
to
on,
picture yourself
looking
in
in.
the mirror.
Yeah.
So that was really, really important to us, and the fact that the immediacy, like, so it's being, the audio is going immediately out of the window, so that's like real time and space, and then this thing which is representing real time and space is actually showing something which is acting like an illusion, but it was like shockingly more restrictive the space than anticipated, which made it more of a challenge.
And that's why we put you in these restricted
Which
areas.
escaped
for you to sit.
from.
We escaped from, exactly.
Yeah, that's kind of fine, because we
wanted
went to prep sometimes and got some coffee and stuff like that, so we were allowed sometimes.
Yeah, someone wanted to know about that. Can you guys hear us in the back?
Someone wanted to know about prep.
No, they wanted to know about the
coffee shop,
why you
and
did
the
the little
salad.
spaces
So
like
it
that.
was exactly to translate that, or kind
The
of
restrictions,
convey the
the imposed
restrictions.
restrictions,
Yeah.
How many sitters?
So
We actually
11.
had to know 7.
How many?
Seven. 1,
Seven.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Seven.
Yeah.
7 sitters, and how many did you know ahead of time?
What?
Via email, as
How do you
in
know ahead of time?
Well, I mean, had you met personally?
Oh,
the girls from London.
yeah, that one. That's it.
Yeah.
That was it. And because originally we had more sitters, we thought we'd be able to do one a day, but then as the time progressed, like as with any project, the boundaries changed and it just wasn't. It was becoming frustrating. Someone would sit and they'd leave, and then we weren't actually having time to investigate them fully. So we had to kind of call time on who was going to sit. Kay was going to sit. Danica was going to sit.
Yeah.
Oh my God, there's some very important people.
Angela, you was
Yes, Angela.
sit
Oh,
for us.
so yeah, so.
You mean they didn't sit for
Jay
12
and-
straight hours?
Well,
Nobody sat for 12 straight hours.
We
Jay?
had-
What happened to Jay?
Well,
Jay had his
Yeah,
card
so
on
we
and
said,
then he
yeah.
came in and it was like, you know what?
So
Yeah,
we
but
said,
then you said like, whatever, after I've done my car, I was like, do you know how stressed out we are? Do you know how few hours there are in a 24-hour day? 24 when we're really.
The initial concept was like accept and I would compromise, so that we want you for 12 hours and we would negotiate that with us.
And
But
that's about the starting the relationship there.
Yeah,
and
that was the intro in, and thankfully no one accepted the 12 hours.
Do you work alone or just together? I mean, do you do your own art?
I mean,
We've both got our own. We've both got our own inspirations, but the way that it's kind of because we love each other and we understand each other as a big issue together. We can like there are moments when we're working separately even when we're together, and then we come together. So
it's always the conclusion or the output is always collectively as RART.
Because even if you're, like we spend quite a lot of time just in lots of situations advising each other or critiquing each other, and that relationship brings it back to what we're doing. And I think one of the beautiful things is that the last day when we were working out the hang and everything, it was like that's when we had the most discussions about how everything was working, what we were thinking about things, and it was amazing. We kind of spoke non-stop, whereas the rest of the time we really have just been speaking kind of like dribble and like pushing things around like while we're drawing. That was actually when we were contextualising everything. Got to the end of the day about midnight and sat down and Dan was like, well, it's on mute now. And he's like, oh, that's fine. Like, just demute it. And we were watching the videos back, and we were like, the whole fucking day has been on mute. And we muted it the night before.
Because we're having private chats.
And then
with Danica.
And then so we muted it the night before, and then we'd assumed that when you start recording again, the audio and everything comes on. It doesn't. It listens.
But it really came to, you could see how we work together collaboratively, like that kind of physical dialogue with one another, like just holding that, and you could really that translated to such a beautiful
And it was
poetry within the space.
Definitely, and it was really interesting because half of the way that we do work together is unspoken anyway. So then having it muted and being able to see all the decisions we were coming to together, but not being able to hear anything, like because half of it in that the sense that people don't spend enough time kind of investigating the kind of the understanding that people have between each other of what they're thinking and what's going on, and that's something that when you like kind of live, work, and breathe with somebody for that long, and I mean we normally spend this much time together. Being together for 2 weeks in a box is not unusual for us. Normally we're not in a box, we have a bit more space, but it has happened before. So it was just kind of a real illustration of that relationship that we have for the last 5 years.
Yeah.
It's like a marriage.
Yeah, it really is.
We didn't get a party or a wedding!
No, I think we've had enough parties.
Oh God, my voice goes like that. She's like,
Yeah.
marrying you with that screech.
So what are the plans for the future? I mean, you have.
Well, we've got our first public art commission for Covent Garden in September 2014, so that's really exciting.
So it was going to be 2013, so we spent some fancy time while we were away because they need to get planning permission. The planning permission just changed, so we've just got it for 2014, but that is amazing.
Where is this? London?
Covent
London, yeah, the
Garden.
whole of
Covent Garden.
Oh.
Covent
Central
Garden.
London.
So we've got, we're also working
It's
with-
iconic. You've not heard. Everyone's heard of Covent Garden.
Yeah.
Gary Gina.
Yeah.
Covent Garden.
like
It's
that
like
church.
what you've got Oxford
You
Street.
made it, darling.
You've got Oxford Street. You've got Covent Garden's like the biggest thing.
Yeah. And our next,
Like-
next show at the Jim Kepner Gallery
Oh.
as well. Yeah.
Did I promise that?
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. And
I actually said that we're going to do a portrait show.
All
And-
portraits of me and Leanne.
yeah.
Fucking amazing. So if anyone wants to do a portrait of me and Leanne,
And
just send
Jay,
me
you'll have your portrait done. Can Jay have his done during the show?
No.
No.
Yeah, of course. In the Roger Smith Hotel, there's an absolute family vibe, family love vibe going on, and thank you for us being part of it for the last 2 weeks.